What is going on, everybody? My name is Nick, and I want to welcome you back for another one of my music video reviews. We're taking a look at this newest song from VIXX titled Dynamite, and hopefully this song lives up to the title of the name of the song. I don't even know what I was even trying to say there, but it didn't sound right. But hopefully this song is explosive, just like, you know, what Dynamite is kind of explosive. Actually, it's very explosive. It's very volatile explosive. Be careful with Dynamite, because that stuff likes to blow up really easily. Anyway, VIXX is awesome, of course. You know, everyone knows this. VIXX is great. VIXX does some really cool things. They're very dark and grim and intense. That's basically it. So we're going to do what I do with the first impressions and then the review. So let's get into the music video right now.
All mine, all mine. All mine, all mine. Maybe I'm jealous.
I just gotta pause this. I know we're like 20 seconds. Actually, we are like 20 seconds in, but I just have to. The beat of this song is really great. I mean, like, dude, it's like it goes, and I'm in. I'm already in. I'm like deep into this song. I'm hooked, and it only took 20 seconds. That's good. That is really, really good. I mean, so far this is probably definitely the best the best first 20 seconds in any K-pop song of the year, possibly. Definitely up there in contention. So let's see if they can keep it up through the rest of the song. I'm very, very confident that they can. So, you know, of course, we have to watch it to find out. Alright, so this is reminding me, or I just had the thought right here, that because this song is not quite so, you know, a dark and grim kind of sounding like some of their previous promotion songs, they're kind of going in the direction that BTS did, where they're doing something that is much more familiar to people who listen to the albums that VIXX puts out, because this, again, sounds like some of the stuff that you will definitely hear as far as their album tracks. And that's good. That's really good. Because again, you know, it's something that, you know, a lot of people might not be so familiar with, but they're bringing it and they're using it to promote a brand new release. And I think that's pretty awesome. That is awesome. So, oh my God, I'm loving this though. This is really, really great. I mean, of course, it's VIXX, right? So VIXX is always good. But this is probably the... We'll just pause right there, and then we'll continue with the song. I love this song, man. This beat of this song is so great, and it's like, in a way, it sounds like it's kind of like the main, not really the main focus, but it definitely doesn't get you know, drowned out or overshadowed by the vocals or any of the other instrumentations being played over it to, you know, fill out the whole beat. You know, you definitely do hear that, you know, that beat, right? And you're just like, oh, it's so good. I'm loving it. It's really great, and I'm into it. And then it just goes, and you got all the different instrumentation, and it just, I mean, it sounds like a typical VIXX song, but it doesn't, or like typical promotion song that they've done in the last couple of years, but it's just not as, you know, grim, you know, and dark sounding, if that makes any sense. I'm really liking this. I'm liking this a lot, obviously. Holy God, like, you know, if you were going to tell me that this year VIXX was going to be releasing a song where the main thing that I love about this is how much fun it is to listen to, versus something that I'm really digging and enjoying just the general atmosphere of it, I would be like, no, hold on, that's not VIXX. VIXX doesn't do that anymore. They don't release songs that are, you know, that the main focus or the purpose is to be fun to listen to and entertaining. They have stuff where the atmosphere and the visual and the sound of it is, you know, just fits into a really cool theme. You know, just creates this general, you know, atmosphere that's really impressive. You know, and then they execute that to perfection, right? But here you've got this song is fun. You got that beat, you know, that the bass and then like little wet snare kind of sounds to it, and dude, that hooked me. You know, it's like 10 seconds in, and I'm already moving my head from side to side, up and down, back and forth, whichever direction that you want to do. And that's like, dude, like this is the thing. Like, I don't know a goddamn thing about music, right? If you want to know the production aspects of why this song is good, you need to listen to watch MRJ K-pop's video, because he'll tell you, right? Because I don't have that knowledge. But you will hear music that you're like, this is good, but I can't explain why it's so good, but he'll tell you. And I'm just telling you that, like, for me right now, this is like, oh my God, really great. So I'm going to watch this and listen to this. I'm going to try and not to spend the rest of the night on this, but we're going to do it a couple of times, and then we're going to come back with my final thoughts and opinions for the final review to close out the video coming up next. Alright, so it is time for my review, and like I said, this song definitely does remind me more of the album tracks from VIXX's previous albums, their last three, albums, and that's really, really great. Like I said, similar in my first impression, but it's similar to how BTS has kind of flipped their whole I guess the style and sound of song that they're going to be promoting their album with. VIXX has kind of done something similar, although it's not really like VIXX has never done anything like this before. It just hasn't been the sort of style and sound that has made them massively popular, or at least the reason why I like them so much. So, hearing that is great, and it's different. And to be completely honest, right, when I get into the albums, listening to their album tracks, those songs, there are some songs in there that I like a lot more than their promotion songs, even though I absolutely love their promotion songs from the last three albums. I mean, like, I think that they're really, really fantastic, and they're really, really great. But I also think that some of their album tracks are definitely much, much better. And it's really, really awesome to see that they're going with something that is something that isn't gonna be, or hasn't been, widely heard by a lot of people in a few years at the very least. And again, like, it's like, with it being a little bit different, right, this song is definitely, I think, much more about the fun and the entertainment factor as far as like listening to the song goes, because it doesn't sound so grim and dark and like evil, right? Whereas a lot of their last three major promotion songs definitely have had that feel to them. The video itself still has a bit of that dark feel to it, but unlike their other videos, this one is much more clean sort of feeling and looking, whereas their others are definitely much more grim and gritty and like dirty, which is, again, plays into the whole, like, it's not so much about that dark and dirty atmosphere as it is the entertainment factor, the fun entertainment factor, and just being clean and presentable. If that makes any sense. Like, it's a little bit dark. It still sounds, feels like, the VIXX that we've known over the last couple of years, but at the same time, it's a bit, more refined and bright and classy and clean, which I think is good. It kind of takes a little bit of that, dark edge off, which might make it a little bit more, acceptable or, easy to watch for people who are not really into that previous stuff that VIXX was doing. And I think that's overall really, really great. I mean, I think that this is definitely finding a really awesome balance between the visual aspect of it, which is definitely reminds me of a lot of what VIXX has become known for over the last couple of years, while also retaining or having the feel of some of their more early and more poppy and more fun sort of music. It's a really nice kind of blend between the two, I think, and I mean, it's really, really great. It's really, really great. And, ultimately, I think at the end of the year, for me personally, this is going to be in contention somewhere in maybe the top 10 songs of 2016 for me. I, can definitely see it being somewhere in there. And being in the top 10 songs of K-pop songs 2016, that's damn good. And, that's definitely some high praise that I'm handing out right there for this song. So we'll see how it goes over the next you know, the rest of the year, but I mean, it's looking pretty good for this song and VIXX in general at the moment, as far as where I would rank them on my personal list come the end of the year. So there you go. That's my review. There's not a whole lot of points to talk about, at least for me, that I can personally talk about. Like I said, if you want some more points on the production values of this, go check out MRJ K-pop if you haven't already. And you know, he'll tell you why the production of this song is fantastic and brilliant, or whatever else. I haven't watched his video because I need to make mine before I can do that. But you know, he's always good for that kind of stuff. So that is going to be it basically for the video and my review, my thoughts and opinions. I want to know what you thought, so let me know down in the comment box below. Also, you can send them to me on Twitter and Facebook. I got links to all my profiles in the description below. So that is going to be it for this video. As always, I want to thank you for watching. I'll see you all next time. Goodbye. Ends it, but this is going to be basically what I'm going to consider to be the final song on the album. And I think that it's always a really good idea to end an album, a pop album, with a ballad song, because, you know, when you've got all of these like kind of generally high energy, high tempo, you know, pop songs that have got people all sort of